Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Igaga, and I want to welcome you, as I always say, to your favorite show, which is what it is. And on this very special day, that is Valentine's Day. It might be special to you, but not special to me, because I dare say it's a pagan holiday. It's not even a holiday, but it's a pagan day. It's something that other people believe in, but I don't. But that is me. I should not be the SI unit of what Valentine's Day is or is not. So, for those who believe in Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day to you. Enjoy yourselves, but I hope you understand what it means. Angie, welcome to the show.
Just pour all this water on people's Valentines.
I know.
And you're even putting on red.
Exactly, thank you. He's
No,
all dressed up for the
not
day.
red, and it was deliberately
right.
not red.
It's maroon.
Oh, so it's,
So it's
Yes.
maroon with dots of...
Exactly.
well, in this lighting, it's red.
Okay, I'm not
And you know women are always right. So it's red.
So it's red.
Yeah.
just
No,
take it
you're
and
in
go.
red.
They're not always right. It's because men are like dogs. They can only see 8 million shades of color. Women can see 16 million shades of color.
I'm not a dog.
Is that a scientific fact?
It's a fact. Look it up.
Yeah.
A scientific fact.
It is.
It is a fact that men do not see the range of colors that we do.
Wow.
So Peter, welcome to red.
Yes.
But you know, just
So which color is this trouser?
The
Because
You never know.
it might
is
be.
this your trouser? But Peter, I want
You're
you
not
to say,
sure.
I want to know all the shades of this trouser from
also
the
comment
bottom
that,
to
you
the
know,
top.
No, no,
to
we
the-
won't go to the top.
that
Sorry.
people who celebrated Valentine's Day today, for the more religious people, today was also Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, that's still
That
celebrating.
was
I
also a
was
big,
thinking
a big
They're actually
holiday
they're just about to, second round. Because it's 10:30 now, 10-ish. So the second round is coming up for the Valentine's. So they're still celebrating, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
don't- yeah.
All right, happy Ash Wednesday to you, because it's not yet over. Now, Angela, welcome to the show. Good to have
Thank
you
you.
here. Looking lovely as usual.
Crystal, thank you.
Okay.
Both.
You guys have got a private thing going on here.
No.
Do you guys want us to leave you on the show? Should we talk to the producer? Go.
As I was saying,
Good Lord.
now, you've often heard that the way to a man's heart is through his.
Stomach.
But you know, the harsh reality is you don't have to wine and dine a man to okay. But in other words, for women you have to. So what is it about women and food?
What is it about women and food? Well, I think the reality is a woman who's fed is a woman who's happier. I know personally, if I'm hungry, I'm not in a good mood and I'm not a nice person. I am not a nice person. When I've had a good meal, I am much nicer.
Okay.
Seriously. Okay, but it doesn't only apply to women, though.
So there
It
goes
doesn't
the
only apply to
58K
women.
burger.
58.
Now you know where it's supposed to be. Now, Colin, you seem very tickled.
Me?
Yes.
I'm just, holding my mouth lest I say something.
Are you hungry?
No, just I thought that there was saliva drooping.
Okay, but let's be honest. It's not just women, though. Men, too. I mean, a hungry man is not a happy man. Let's just be honest. Who wants to be hungry? But
But
the
we
whole
need to-
whining and dining is, I don't know.
The world is
Excuse
built
me.
and changed by unsatisfied men. When men get satisfied, they get comfortable, they relax, they want to nap. That's not people who are changing the world. I can promise you that.
The man has a point. The man has a point. I hate to say it, but the man has a point. Chris, you look like
But
you're
I
itching to
think-
say something.
I think you're saying the whining and dining. I think it also comes back again to those traditional roles where a man was supposed to provide. Back in the day, the man would go out and hunt
On Valentine's.
and come back. No, I'm just saying, if we're talking about the whining and dining and why do men do that for women, right? Back in the day, again, it was the same principle. A man would provide, would show you that he has gone out for you and done something for you. But right now, it's really commercial. The whole dinner, wine and dine it's so commercial.
There's a time on the show we had somebody who said that if you're a poor man, you've got no business talking to us. So now we talk about whining and dining. Okay.
Winding and dining.
Yeah, isn't it limiting? Now, I'll give you a simple example, now, especially now for the young guys like Faisal here. They are victims of that. They go out of their way, they sell some of their property, and they sell their shoes so they can take a lady out. You're not helping them at all.
Oh. No. I don't think you have to wine and dine. What is whining and dining? You can take a lady somewhere and Well, I guess, it also depends on the lady that you're with, yeah? I mean, if she only wants to be taken to a 5-star restaurant, then you have a problem on your hands. You might not be with the right woman. If that's what she wants, then you should be the guy that she wants.
I kind of want to disagree. Because in life we're born into different stations. Peter didn't always speak such good English. He was a little snotty boy, mucus, saying Obangaina.
And I was a little tomboy girl who used to climb trees.
Yes, so I'm saying we must aspire for better. If you're Faizo, and
if you're me,
yes, and you have a 2-star wallet, but your aspirations are to date a girl with a 5-star appetite, it doesn't mean that you can't. I mean, I think that 2 to 5 is a big jump. But I'm saying
by all fair standards.
Yes,
right now I'm trying to see how you rate me in your life.
No. It's not about you. It's not about you. You're the youngest person here.
Because you faced this side instead of facing somewhere
Chris
else.
doesn't go out on dates.
But why is he putting on red on Valentine's Day?
No, guys, don't jump the gun.
No, I was
deal with Faizo
I was still explaining the Faizo scenario.
Yes.
I think that it's fair for a guy with a 2-star wallet to want to get a 3-star, kind of girl.
3-star chick.
However, when she's at a 5-star, you find that you're reaching. If you have to do twice the effort, then it's a bit much. But I think that if you're a 3-star, you can. And we're saying this across all levels. I'm saying.
But that's why I said, you see, if you're with someone who is not willing to compromise and meet you halfway and understand where you're coming from, then maybe you're not with the right someone.
I think that this is the opinions of privileged people.
No, I don't think so.
But and I agree with Colin, and I'll tell you why.
So.
And Chris, I'd like to hear from you. Is it wrong for a lady to aspire for more? If you know at the back of your mind you are a 5-star chick, what's wrong with that?
Exactly. Why? What's
So
wrong with that?
wait, guys. So here's a problem we're having.
I think we need to get back even just to the question at hand, though.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of going off topic.
I don't know whether we're off topic or not. This Valentine's thing is confusing.
They asked Chris about Valentine.
Yeah,
and Chris was like, you know what? We're now off topic.
No.
She knows.
No,
She's the authority.
So here's the thing. I think that if we look closely at what Valentine's represents, or is supposed to represent, never mind whether it was a pagan holiday or whatever it is, the essence of it is for loved ones to come out and sort of, it's almost like a public display of affection.
Of affection, yes.
PDA type of thing. And so sometimes it's, I mean, it doesn't hurt for a guy to make a woman feel special.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, if you've not done it the whole year, do it one day, at least one day. Let that not be just a whole year where you're doing nothing, okay? So there is a bit of that, and I think that there is a place for it. I think that what's even more important is that men are more affectionate and more loving to their spouses, I think. I think that
On the day,
before the day, after the day, through the year. But and this is my point, that sometimes you find a guy who is doing something for sure, okay, buys flowers, does all these things on this one day. He just beat you like a dog 3 days before then, and he's going to beat you like a dog 3 days after. I don't see the point in celebrating Valentine's, because it's just for sure, and probably it's because his friends are going to meet up with the women and all that, and so he wants to put up a public face to show like he cares. I think Valentine's really ought to be one of those times where there is like a culmination of a relationship. Otherwise, I don't see what the hullabaloo is about if it's not real, in my opinion.
I think we should ask.
It should be. No, serious. I think that rather than have a pretentious thing done on a particular day, I'd rather that if a guy, I mean, whining and dining is good when there is money in the pocket.
Exactly.
But if there is no money in the pocket, you can kuyiya. You know, you go to this chukumi place if that's what you can afford.
I totally agree. There are different ways of whining and dining.
But there is love.
Your means.
And there is love. And I think for me that's what's most important, because no affection, no care, no love.
You guys with a 1-star wallet.
I feel like no. You see, what I feel, what I think is this: every guy knows the kind of woman they're dating, or they're trying to pursue.
You should. You should.
Every guy knows.
Because,
Guys,
as a guy,
listen. Peter, do you know the one you are?
Yes.
No one knows very well.
You are saying.
You can't say this.
Let me tell you something. I mean, you're not going to date someone and not know she's not going to want a dinner at a 5-star hotel. You know your girlfriend. You know this girl. You didn't just meet her yesterday. Okay, fine. You just met her yesterday. But there's still this thing called an Instagram post, an Instagram page, and you've seen the places she's been to.
No, the ones she takes pictures
So
at.
these are the ones who go and do
The
research.
places she's been to. It's. I mean, there's Google. Why not?
And there is Photoshop as well.
What if you date a witch doctor?
How would you know?
Because if they have
They
no
don't take
social media
pictures in those
background,
dark
business,
places.
you have to start doubting.
Instagram though, but hey,
The things that keep you awake at night.
Anyway,
But he's concerned. He's a careful man.
what I'm trying to say is, I assume if you're with someone, you know what they want. At least a bit of what they want. I mean, you're with this girl, you know she doesn't like places like Chikumi, because probably throughout this entire year, you might have tried to take her somewhere, and you know she gave out those signs of me, I'm not 1-star standard. I know you're 1-star, but me, when you're taking me out, take me to all these nice places.
5-star.
And all that.
Do you see the problem with this?
He
Or
doesn't.
There's no
Let me
problem?
tell you
He
something.
doesn't
There's
see his
what
watch
they
go
call.
in his clothes.
There's what.
He's going to sell
Well,
his
it's
whole
not
house.
me who's dressed up for Valentine's Day.
No, dude, it's just my wardrobe just looked like this today.
just out of the blue, you're in red on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and it's not black, by the way. It's red and some blue and some white, and just my life.
So, if you know the person you're with, you know how to make them happy. If you don't, ask the best friend or something. Probably she told her, umanyi wa kubuuza mugambe njagala motoka. Mugambe njagala kuntwala Dubai. And you people are here, you're talking about how whining and dining is you're actually asking about whining and dining, yet other girls, like that level is already not their level
cheap.
now. These are things
They
they
want
do.
cars. They want
These
to
are
go
things
to
they do
Dubai.
3 times a day. In the morning, she's dining. Lunchtime, she's whining. Supper, she's dining and whining. You know, by the time Valentine's Day reaches,
There's nothing
telling
new.
you now we're supposed to change countries. Like this man, Colin. Yes, Valentine's Day approached.
enough,
You people
yeah.
went to
Close
Kenya.
You can't even talk like this. how can you trust when your enemies are so close to you? How can we?
But let me tell you one. You know, I picked on something very interesting about what Faisal has said. In as much as I believe, Chris, you say that you should know your level, that you know the kind of, I agree with him, you know the kind of woman you're dating.
Yes.
Right from the get-go, you know whether she's the kind who will either, if you take her to a kafunda, she tells you, sorry, it's not going to happen.
No, she cannot be seen in a cafe.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, don't you think that is also a good thing? Because she can motivate you to work hard.
And she's not pretending.
Yes.
Yeah, so he sells his underwear and they fly to Dubai.
Yeah, which is fair enough, because now because now he's
That is not
motivated to
even
work
what I
hard.
say. You are changing my
here's
narrative
problem with this
completely.
thinking. This pedestrian thinking is this.
What pedestrian is it?
Hey,
You know, in Uganda, when
No, I keep
someone
forgetting
doesn't.
that you're here, and then I look at you, it's like it's the first time.
Oh, it's that effect. She's got that effect on you.
No, not on me. I mean,
Okay. Carry.
Okay, carry
But
on.
I was going to say, when you do this whole give her what she wants, you're demeaning the value of the holiday, which in itself is about sacrifice. It's about sacrifice for love. Yes, it's a celebration, but the spirit of the holiday is about sacrifice.
so it means we're on the
And
same
I've
page,
sacrificed
because yes,
my-
you're meant to
and I've
sacrifice.
sacrificed
Now we
my
have to
soul.
go into a
You
break.
have
If I
Now
sell
we're
my
here
shoes-
at the Pearl of Africa
Well,
Hotel
firstly-
talking about Valentine's Day. Is the way to a woman's heart through her stomach, We'll be right back straight after the break, and Colin will bring us back.
You can't cut me off to go to break.
Welcome back from the break. In case you just joined us, we're here at the Pearl of Africa Hotel talking about the one day that makes some men sweat. And also some women. It's called Valentine's Day, which is today. Now, just before we went into the break, and Colin was sweating, you've talked about sacrifice. Don't you think then that is what it's about? I mean, you're not going to do the usual things that you usually do. You go out of your way to do something.
Ask yourself, if we bankrupt ourselves because we want to take a girl to Dubai, she still has expectations of you on the 15th and on the 16th and on the 30th.
No. While you were in Dubai, because you see, you sweated plasma to get her there. And then you land and she starts shopping.
These things, so you know what? I want us to be frank. There was a time when a guy would say, when the way to vibe a chick was saying,
I know. I
buy
wish.
you fish, a whole fish for yourself.
Okay, I'm a bit concerned, but yeah, fair enough.
Don't
all right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Were you ever taken to it?
No, not you, but you've heard about it. I'm sure.
No, but and she loves fish.
And you know you're in the same
salmon.
I'm sorry, when did I say I like fish? My goodness.
Salmon.
But anyway, back to what you were
But
saying.
I'm saying, so there was a time that was the thing. And as times evolved, people said, I'll take you to Serena and we shall drink tea. That became the
in thing.
Yes, but then nowadays they say, before recently, people were like, I'll take you to Pearl of Africa on the 15th floor and you enjoy. But nowadays people just simply say, I'll take you to Dubai.
Take you.
Dubai.
But there's something I really have to say, and I'm sorry, but 4 men here, 1 woman. The problem with men is you like to complain about women and their expectations.
Exactly.
But you set the standard right at the word go.
Thank you.
And you see, guys always say this, they're saying, oh, she wants this and she wants that. But when you approached her, what did you present her with? You were not comfortable and confident enough in your own skin to present yourself as you were. So the first time, I mean, I've seen guys who date in Uganda, and a lot of Ugandan men, first thing they do is they give her money. I'm like, for airtime, or here's some money for you to go to the saloon.
Or 1 million.
What is that nonsense?
Buy a house.
You set the standard.
You people limited.
No. You have to accept.
To be hanging out with a woman who has old hair.
Wait.
So let me explain to you what it is like to hang out with a woman who has old hair.
If you set the standard,
if I'm going to date
then
you,
there's a problem if you feel that you can't keep it up. Hopefully, you will be with this person.
Are we still talking about the standard?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, you'll be with this person where you'll be able to tell them, this year I'm broke. We can't do anything. This year, babe, I'm going to cook for you. And that's it.
And maybe, we take a walk.
Maybe the fireworks will come after dinner. That's okay too. But if you're going to complain about the standards that you set, like you said, a guy says, we're going to go to Dubai. Whose fault is it?
You say
so wait, guys, let me explain to you how the world in which men don't live in a world where, apart from people like Chris, them and the Bible, the rest of us men live in a society where standards are set by other men, and we're always trying to. So Faisal wants to be like me. I want to be like Peter. Peter wants to be like other guys. That's the nature.
So then you have to just go ahead and do it and not complain about it.
We're not complaining. We're just simply saying that the standard has changed.
You see,
and
you see,
that's
the
if you cannot afford.
Here's where we need to listen.
It's not bad.
Stay single.
This is where we need to listen.
Every time on this show, someone keeps saying poor people don't deserve to reproduce. Like I don't understand what is it.
Not that poor people don't deserve. This country is so big.
And no one said that. And I think we really need to listen to what Krista is saying, because you see, I totally agree that most men set themselves up for all the crap they experience.
The what?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The crap.
I
just said that on TV. For real. Because this is what. Do you remember we had many seasons ago? We had when we're talking about mental illness,
Yeah.
and the fact that with Joseph, right, and the fact that men set themselves a very high standard, and in trying to achieve it, it's an impossible standard, and in trying to achieve it, you run mad because you're failing the whole time. But you said it's you who set the bar that high. You think you can jump 50 meters, you know, without any help, and you keep trying and keep failing, and you go out of your mind.
Unfortunately,
So-
the bar
so-
is high for men.
No,
That's
You're
just
born,
how
yeah,
it
when you're
Yeah,
born, that's it.
that's
It's expected.
Let me just say it this way. The bar is high for men in this sense, first of all, that we are wired differently from women. And that's why I didn't agree with Faisal when he said you know your woman, because the truth is that most men, if you're honest, you really know 20% or 50% because you're discovering the whole time. If you're honest, as in like you're like, hey, there is this, I mean,
But
I
you
think,
know-
I think
but you
God
know the
keeps it
things
that
that are going to
interesting
make
so
her
that we
happy.
keep on discovering who they are, really. You know, keeps you locked down, at least if you want to discover. But the point I'm making is this. Because we are very different from women, the hard work is in trying to figure out more and more interesting ways to connect with her heart, right? And that's a lot of hard work. I mean, the money part is the easy one.
To tell you the truth,
serious.
I've never thought like
Serious.
that.
The money
Like-
part, that's the easy one. The buying food and what, that's easy. But you know, moving target. Today, they tell you, Oba, my love language is gifts. You go and buy gifts. What that thing moved? It's like a moving target. The antelope is now on acts of service. Smart, but now if you could help with the dishes, I'd feel nice. You start washing dishes. You wash them. Then they tell you it's quality time. I mean, like it's a moving target the whole time. So for the hard work is in knowing in this season, is it quality time? Is it gifts?
But Chris, you know
that's where the real hard work
But now
is.
you know where you're throwing guys off, especially during this time. Right now, I believe, and I stand to be corrected, a lot of people out there tonight want to know
Have
what
they
to
done
do.
their homework?
Yeah,
or not?
Exactly.
Because, I mean, here you've talked about a moving target. I mean, there are situations where somebody says, you know what, I'm just going to sit at home for Valentines and be there for you. And unfortunately, and I've said it before on this show and I still stand by it, a woman's greatest enemy are her friends. Because the day after Valentine's Day, they sit and compare notes.
At a sit, there's Instagram. You don't need to sit. Snapchat. It is live.
It's live.
Yeah, live.
Where did they go? Next to Chris's church, like a founder. I told her about that guy.
You know, these days Instagram even has those like locations. You
Stories.
know, like there's like Pearl
I
of
tell you
Africa.
these
Like,
days,
where
you can't
the-
lie to people that you are Javas, yet you are chikumi. You put Javas, my friend, when you see that post, it has put chikumi.
But you know, just back to what Chris
Something.
said, honestly, standards. You know, men say, oh, you know, you have from the moment you're born, you have these high standards, right? Same thing for women. It just, it's different. Maybe for women, it's to look young forever, to stay shapely and sexy even after you've had 5 kids. Those, in some cases,
Hard
are
work.
unrealistic standards.
Hard work.
But you will fight to do that if that's what your partner wants.
Yep.
You will fight to do that. If your partner says, babe, what's happening? You're going to try and do something about it. So if you start in a certain location, if you say, this is what I am going to do for you, this is the life I'm going to give you, then halfway through, you're like, I can't do it no more. It's a problem. And if you're talking about, you know, money, men like to say women want money. But the thing is, what's going to keep her with you? Because you're not the only man with money.
Yep.
You're not the only man with money. She's going to meet another man with more money.
Peter has money.
Then what?
No, there's people who have more money.
Because the men are like, oh yeah, women
What's
only
more
want
than
money.
There's very few men with Peter kind of money, my friend.
Tell them.
Which
So
man
you're
is-
talking about, oh, you
What
know,
is it, little or much?
this woman
Peter.
wants to go to Dubai.
Peter man.
The next guy is going to say, listen, I'm going to take you on a cruise. Then what?
No, I'll buy you a yacht. How about that?
I think the CH is silent.
So now it's a yacht.
Don't do that to people.
Yacht.
On TV.
But that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's about being
But
real,
are
and
we-
that is the biggest problem.
Now,
Because
what I'll just sorry to interrupt you. I would like to know: are you then saying that money is not a factor?
no, I'm not saying that money is not a factor. But the same way I was saying, and I agree
So
a
is
bit,
it or is
I
it
agree
not?
a little bit with knowing who your woman is, knowing who your woman
So
is.
if she's a gold digger,
If-
you just take her the way she
You
is.
know she's a
She's
gold
your
If you
gold
knew
digger.
from the word go, the only way you got
Guys,
a date
because
with her
let me tell you
was
something.
to hire a car.
Let me actually
What?
let me add something to what she's saying. She's talking about consistency.
So women are consistent, men
No,
are not.
women
men
like-
have to be consistent because
Yes.
women love consistency.
No,
You know,
guys.
if you
Guys, Faizo, how long have you been with a woman again?
No.
I am asking.
That's an unfair question.
It's unfair. It might sound unfair. I just want to say.
But does it qualify?
no,
if-
no,
no,
boss,
no. Let me
boss,
answer
let
the
me tell
question.
you.
Let me
Wait,
answer the
he's-
question.
He's going to say something.
Boss, let me
Sorry.
tell you something.
Okay.
This thing about consistency, I just told you. The targets move. I have been around. I have seen people.
Trying to be as consistent
I
as
wish
possible.
Banji Benasio was here. He would tell you these things move. So when you are consistent, if you are used to give her
Consistent
chips
is
and
boring.
chops, consistent, you are going to be
No.
And
For
you
the
know-
I'm not
dinner.
talking about the consistency of
And-
make
and-
her eat pusho.
No, but let me tell you
I'm
what.
talking about the consistency. If you've mastered making her feel a certain type of way,
It
then
doesn't
just
matter.
go on making her feel
Faisal,
that certain
target
type of way.
moves.
But that does not mean you
Faisal,
have to keep making her do the same
Faisal,
thing again
and
and
I'd want,
again
I'd
and
like
again.
Crystal to be the one to give us a bit of light.
Oh,
Isn't that why women like bad boys? Because they're unpredictable.
Oh.
You tell us, as the chief
No, I don't like bad
here.
boys. Now, we're here at
would
the
you
Pearl
love
of
bad
Africa
boys?
Hotel.
You have daughters.
Talking about Valentine's Day. Now, we are going into a short break. We'll be right back. Don't forget, this is your show. Go to our Facebook page. It's NTVMEN Like It. Get engaged in the discussions that are going on there. You can also follow us on Twitter and engage with us. Our hashtags are right there. Sorry, our handles, not hashtags. And right there at the bottom of your screen. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back from the break. In case you've just joined us, we're here at the Pearl of Africa Hotel and we are talking about Valentine's Day, the one day I don't believe in. But I was told I should not go about the pagan things.
something,
and all.
Peter.
We know why
So
you
you
don't
don't believe in Valentine's
No,
Day.
I don't.
But the lady that you love
She's
wants a
learned.
fuss.
Let me tell you
So-
what, you got to get with the program.
What?
Yes, that's just the way it is. We've just been talking about being honest right from the get-go. Don't pretend. Why do you pretend that you and you don't believe in it, you don't like it?
Can I
Why
say
are you
something?
pretending?
I would
But
like to. I would
is
like
it-
to submit something. I think that the reason why you don't believe in Valentine's Day
Oh, no.
is because you are a moving target.
Him himself.
So I'm going to say this. Don't take this
Wow.
wrong. This is not about you.
The
But it's about
relationship.
men who are like you.
The relationship.
Guys who are like, you know, you have three,
is
4
like-
relationships on Valentine's Day.
It is like
then
a
he
game
gets
pack.
angry, like he disappears on the 13th.
It is like a game pack. Everything is everywhere.
His WhatsApp is off. You can't find
Today you
him.
meet an elephant.
Then he comes back
tomorrow.
on the 16th and says, ah man, it's been such a long week. You know, life.
I travel.
You,
What, yes.
you talked about a woman's friends being her worst enemies, right? I have friends whose husbands or boyfriends are like, we don't do Valentine's Day. And they don't do Valentine's Day. And they're still together. It's not the end of the world. This belief that you must cave constantly into, you know, to society's expectations is a problem. Let's be honest. That's why earlier on I said Valentine's Day is hugely commercial right now. And sadly, if we're looking at much younger people, they've grown up seeing Valentine's Day in the cartoons, they've read about it in their books, they've seen it on TV, and they understand that Valentine's Day and love go hand in hand.
No,
because that is what they have been taught, you see.
You mentioned something very interesting. So can we then say that Valentine's Day can actually be a source of conflict?
Yes, it can, definitely. A huge source of
Peter,
conflict.
not just Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, when you don't buy that Gomez in the village. As in, any day can be chaotic, depending on the expectations and the standards that you set.
But you know, in Africa, any day can be chaotic.
Don't.
If I can be honest, my first experience with Valentine's Day that I remember, when I think I was about 16. My boyfriend was slightly older, and Valentine's Day came
on
along.
time.
once upon a time, long time ago. But I remember Valentine's Day came along and I had never done anything, and he got me something, and he was so upset that I had not got him anything.
What?
Yeah, because it's always about the woman and expectations and expectations.
But
I remember back then he was mad. He's like, you didn't do anything, you didn't get me anything, not even a card, and it hadn't even occurred to me because I had never really celebrated it before. So I know now that it is not only about the woman. It is, I mean, okay, yes, we won't buy you every single year, maybe, I'll be honest.
Come on, it should be.
But I mean, some of us will. Some of us will make an effort. But it's not only about the woman.
Yeah, but us men are disadvantaged because first of all, you know, a woman, you get her all, I don't know, all the stuff she wants and all that, and then she'll come and tell you, by the way, I'm going to give you sex as the Valentine present. I mean, we really need to complain. Stop. We really need to stop looking at sex as a present. Things like Valentine's Day, your birthday.
This guy should be taken off this show.
No, but I'll tell you what. I hear where he's coming from.
I mean,
and I'll tell you where he's coming from.
I'll get both of
you. I'll tell you where he's coming from, because it doesn't mean, and I'm not talking from experience, but it doesn't mean that you should only get it on Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Because his argument is you can get it any other day. However,
there are very many men who are like, it's a sure deal. There are many men who are like, it's my birthday.
However,
today it's going down. So what? Again, it's coming from you.
Wait, imagine, I mean, the corner where those other men are not.
You're ruining people's Valentines. Married men are going home today. The guy has spent
the present.
Right now, this show, this time is for winding down.
It is in pre-game.
Yes,
just like it's getting ready to go to the pitch.
Time for the marathon.
There's no goalkeeper.
I will get both of you off that show.
No, I'll tell you what. There's somebody who mentioned that's why most places on Valentine's Day at 11 they tell you, all right, you know what, guys, we're done.
Yeah.
Go home.
Guys are also telling us, guys, feed.
Anyway, I'll tell you what. But don't you think now that's where one of our greatest challenges is for you guys who believe in Valentine's Day? Is Valentine's Day just about a man and a woman? What about your parents? What about your kids? What about your brothers, sisters? Shouldn't it be a day of love?
So Peter, Peter, let's
sorry, I disagree with that completely.
Peter, help us.
So,
because what's the history of Valentine's Day from what you understand it to be? So that you can help the rest of the world connect with your dissatisfaction with it.
Oh no, I'll tell you what. The only dissatisfaction I have with Valentine's Day is I believe that you don't have to wait for one day in the entire year, as Chris was busy propagating, saying that at least that one day. No, you're supposed to show the people that you love them. Continuously.
Yes.
You're not supposed to wait for that one day, as you talked about, then go all the way out by flowers and all that stuff.
The one day is just to be special, like extra. Go that
like
extra mile.
And
I mean, you cannot be going.
We have just been talking about being spontaneous.
No.
Don't women appreciate spontaneity?
Now you see, you're telling me, but I don't know. There's a trap. It's a trap.
But Peter, I think you right there. You misquoted me. I don't think that I was saying that Valentine's is the climax of it all per se. Yeah, love.
That's the only word he took from that.
No, he likes that. But what I was saying is that
you don't like
that for some people, actually I was saying the reverse. That for some people, they make such a big deal out of the one day, and 2-3 days before then they were behaving like monsters, and 2-3 days after that they were behaving like monsters. And like Colin, I think, who's done a proper, what is it called, a cultural exegesis, like a proper understanding and study of culture, has consistently said that in this country it's a big deal how you look like to people. Is a big deal. So for many people, Valentine's Day is how do you show, as you know, you have to position yourselves like you're doing well, like you're happy, warm couple and all that, and yet it's not the case. And sometimes you see a couple who, when they think no one is watching, they are walking apart. Then when it's time to come into public, they all put on a plastic smile and hold hands, pretending like they're fine.
We're
And then before you
society
know
of
it, they're
pretense,
killing
yes.
each other, right? So the thing is that I don't think it's wrong for couples where there is real affection, love and all to express it. I don't think whether it's today or yesterday or tomorrow, I don't think there's a problem with it. Where I think there is a problem is A, if it's just for show and it's not real. B is if you're going to use your savings, you know, that you should have bought a plot of land with, and you're taking her to Dubai to eat.
Why are you pointing at me? I don't have a plot
eat.
of
I
land.
don't know what from a desert which is hot. I don't understand.
You've never been.
I have been to Dubai. So
He's just saying.
you are saying
I paused. I was like, you've never been. I was like, you know
The
what?
sun.
So
You must be talking from experience.
No, I am.
So you took somebody there
my
and you
point
missed
is
out
this.
buying a plot of land.
My
That's what
point
you're
is that I think that we need to avoid extremities that take us out of our natural habitat.
zones?
Yeah, the thing we can be able to maintain.
Okay,
Yeah, a lifestyle we can be able to afford, right? Whether it is about, because I'll tell you what, if I start today opening the door for my wife, and then tomorrow, and man, after a week, like she said, standards, it's not just money. She's going to expect that you open that door.
But you say that's boring.
No. What I'm saying is that no, it's not. It doesn't. What I'm saying is that the target moves.
You see?
So let me
That's
just.
the consistency
Let me explain.
I was
Let me explain. What I mean is this. Let me just say. What I mean is this. You open that door, then they expect you to keep on opening that door. But now that's no longer the thing.
And it's
That-
no longer Valentine.
Now you
So
have,
that there is
you have
now
to
a
open
new
the
thing.
garage and give a real brand new car.
So the thing is that once you start something, you need to be able to maintain it, but know that you're going to be adding to it.
So, of
So-
course,
so
the,
what
of
you
course
do-
the real
That was
answer,
nicely
the real
said, that
answer
was
is to
nicely
do
said.
nothing. Always remain
Then
at
that-
bare
Can
minimum.
I touch on
No.
something you said earlier on? You talked about some people who have issues just with public displays of affection, right? So for many couples, and I'm sorry, I'm sure you've heard this a lot, especially with men. I don't want to say men get lazy, but men get comfortable, especially if we're talking about long-term relationships and marriage. They will forget. They will forget to ever make any effort, because very many men, especially African men, are like, I am here with you.
I like how these
I
women
am
are paying
providing
attention.
for you. I come home to you every day. What
I
more
love
do
you.
need?
If
That
it
is
changes,
good,
I will
love
tell you.
Then maybe this one Valentine's Day, once a year, comes along and he says, hey, let me do something different for my wife. And that one day, I mean, I'm going to be honest, can carry you for quite some time.
I know
And
that.
you men all know that. You
Yep.
all know that if you do good on Valentine's Day or her birthday, you're going to be in good books for a while.
Just tell the men watching.
No,
Tell the
as
men watching.
a guy living
Tell
abroad
the
for
men
my spouse,
watching.
I know.
But at the end of the day, Valentine's Day is really about the couple. I mean, unfortunately, I love that you said as Ugandans, we like to pretend it is a huge problem. But it should really be about the couple. If you don't believe in Valentine's Day and your wife is okay with that, then that's fine. If other people feel they want to wear matchy clothes and they're going to wear the same thing, outfit and
It is
go out,
fine.
it is fine.
If I want to take her to Dubai,
that
it is
Valentine's
fine.
Day, again, I go back
Dubai
to what
money.
I asked. Is
Can
only
still
meant
let
to
you.
be strictly between a couple.
I think so. I think so.
What about the
Someone asked me, oh, you know, why can't you have your Valentine's Day, you and your son? Why can't your son be your Valentine? I'm like, no, he's not my Valentine's.
Oh, come on.
I know people do it. I know people
Yes,
take their
yes.
mothers and take
Yes.
their sisters.
What's
But
wrong with it?
personally, I think Valentine's Day, if we look at how it's supposed to represent, it's supposed to be that special person in your life. A partner.
Peter, I
So-
bet your daughter
I
is
think-
not in your master bedroom.
What the hell?
So you leave
No,
your
but
My
wife.
point.
I have actually, it's been my Valentine date before.
But I thought you don't believe in Valentine.
Ah,
No,
exactly.
she did. She asked, said, can they go out? Said, yeah, I'll take you
So
out.
for that day, you believed in it.
I did not believe in it.
But
I
you
took
did
a
it,
child
but you-
out.
You believed in
You
it.
know when you
Again.
lie, the veins on your head start. It looks like network venation.
No, Peter.
But some people
Peter,
do the whole.
Peter,
okay,
I
take
think
my
someone
mother.
hurt you on Valentine's Day, and you're not talking about it.
But surprisingly,
Did you propose?
I'm not-
Spill the beans.
Did
spill
you
the beans. What
propose
happened?
on Valentine's
To be
Day?
honest with you, I have never had a problem with getting women. As a matter of fact.
No, but on Valentine's Day, something sinister must have happened.
No. So Chris,
But
I
we
told,
reached
I
that
told
point
you
where
the
we do
behavior
have to wrap up. Yes.
is consistent
I
with
kept-
hiding, phones going off on the 12th and coming back on the 17th. These are
And then after they say they don't believe
they've
in
been
Valentine's
shady
Day,
for a long time.
but when the daughter is like, by the way, we should go, they go.
Now, Faisal,
You're the
parting
fraud.
shot.
You were a fraud. That is my first parting shot. Because you cannot tell me you
2018
don't
people
believe
brought
in Valentine's Day, but when your daughter says we go, you go. You tell her, I don't believe in Valentine's
There
Day,
is no
and so
Santa,
should
and
you
there's
know
no
it.
tooth fairy.
Yes,
standards that you
because
can-
now,
And as part
now
of the
you've
party,
set a
do you
standard.
believe in Santa Claus?
Wait,
No, I'm talking about
I was still
There
talking.
may be children watching.
He's-
Moving on.
I still
his
talking,
parting
Peter.
shot.
The laws of
So now
parting
you've
shots are
set
clear.
now you've set a standard for your daughter. You probably took her to a 5-star hotel. Now the boyfriend is going to come. Me, they took me to a 5-star. How was your last Valentine's? Oh, 5-star hotel. What?
Daddy took me.
Daddy took me. So you're like, wow, you know, and boys don't understand daddy as daddy. So daddy took me. You're like, but my parting shots anyway. Valentine's Day, it's just, you know, it's a special day. I'm going to agree with Crystal. I mean, I'm not going to call my sister up and say, hey, let's go for Valentine's Day. Nope. You know, the one, you know, keeping me warm, it's cold. These things should be preserved for specific people in your life, not kwara, fua. I mean, if you make it like that, it's going to lose meaning. Next time you might even be, hey, today let me take out our get man for Valentine's Day. Because you've made it, you know, you've made it unspecial now. It's no longer limited to that one person. And if you know your wife, if you know your girlfriend, if you know your boyfriend, and if you know what makes them happy, and you cannot afford, why did you get in a relationship in the first place?
Cockroaches and baboons.
Your parting shot in under 2 minutes.
So my parting shot is to all the guys whose phones have been off the whole day today. To the ghosts and the fraudsters. Peter, you know, as the chairman in chief, be strong.
In red.
Be strong.
Today has
Lying
it
to
will
us
come
that
to
is
an
in
end. By the
maroon.
time we're done with this show at 11:30, the day will be almost done. Tomorrow morning you can switch on your phone. Famous, you know, unusable excuses are, you know, I had a sick relative, we lost someone.
I don't believe in Valentine's
My
Day.
My phone was stolen.
My phone was stolen. Like, you can do all those things. I think that you must, and I've always said this, I think, about consistency. Just choose what you want to choose. If you're a guy who believes and you practice, then, you know, good for you. If you want to enjoy the benefits, but on Valentine's Day you want to ghost like Peter, you know, also just be that. Just make sure you don't get caught. And finally, if you're a guy who completely doesn't do holidays and those things, like, you know, it's fine. It's okay. I think that at the heart of it is to be consistent with what you believe and not to lie to someone that you're so you do it for 2 years, then you say, you know what, I really never believed in this thing all these years. I think that would be a lie. I think that you must own your truth, whatever your truth is. If your truth is that, then that's it. Then, so, you know, have a good day. I hope you had a great day and celebrate tonight.
Chris, your parting shot.
Yeah, so I strongly believe that it's important to once in a while do something special for each other, and especially in our society where, you know, it's very difficult for people to have public display of affection. I think that it's important that we display affection, you know, every once in a while. Of course, not overdoing it. I really think that when days like Valentine's come, we also need to stop and reflect and ask ourselves, am I doing this for Vandabe, for public, you know, for people to think we're okay? Or am I doing this because our relationship is in a healthy place, in such a place that we can actually have something to celebrate? Now, if you're the type who has come to a day like today and you think, I pretended today, you have a chance to start tomorrow and really love your spouse so that the next time Valentine's comes around, it's real.
Good stuff. Crystal, your parting shot.
Well, It goes back again to the couple. I always believe that what works for one couple is not what will work for another couple. So if you don't celebrate, don't cave into pressure. Well, you know you've done it before. I am very sure you've sent someone flowers on Valentine's Day. So, But anyway, the whole point is just try to be you. And again, to the men, stop setting yourselves up for the drama. Don't promise a woman the world and say, I'm going to do this, and then you can't keep it up. At some point, you have to try and be real, because if you're real with this woman, maybe you might even lose her, but at least you'd rather know, right? You'd rather know where you stand than spend 10, 15 years with someone, and then the one day you can't keep up, you lose that person, yet you've lost half your life. But Valentine's Day, I truly believe, should be for two people in love or in an intimate relationship. Some people do it with their mothers, but personally, I find that a bit weird. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, if she wants flowers and you know that she is going to smile and take a picture and put it on Instagram because she got flowers from her bae, I mean, if that's what she wants and you want her to smile, then do it for her.
Do it. That's life.
So on this very famous Valentine's Day, after everything that has been said tonight, there's only one thing I can say from all of us here at the Pearl of Africa Hotel. Happy Valentine's Day to you, and have a good night, and God bless.